Hey guys, I'm Jeff and you're watching Valley Fish. Today we're going to be doing a little project. I'm going to be flipping the UV light that I made, that little DIY project in the last video. That was, I believe it's 20 days to the mark that you're going to be seeing this. Just looking at the analytics on YouTube. Going to be putting it in this tank and hopefully getting the same results. And this one's still super green. I did try and flush that out. And at the same time, I had a platy drop, and they all got eaten before I could get to them. And that was super early in the morning with no light on. So I'm going to go back to the green water, let that one just do its thing. I really like the platy line I have, so I want more of those. This one is my panda tank, and it's actually the blue pandas that I created a couple years ago. Need to go through and sort out a few that don't have the half black trait, but this tank is, I'm losing a few of the plants that it's the last that I have of them. So that's why I want to go here. And then next I want to go here. But the greatest thing is I need to buy another one is what I need to do. For $30, you're able to get rid of. The biggest thing is this tank was overran with scuds. Overran. It was so many scuds in here. It was hurting the shrimp population. So I added that UV light, and I had it just to a trickle flow. I tried both ways. I tried really fast and really slow. What I found out, best way was just barely cracking the air. So the water going up the tube was really, really slow. It killed off everything, including the scuds. There was probably between half dozen to a dozen scuds that I had to net out, but this tank, I believe, is scud free. And the only thing I did was manually remove the last few huge adults that may not have been able to get in that light. But yes, all the other ones disappeared. I was not expecting that, and that is awesome, because I think I not only made a green water destroyer, I made a scud remover, which it's awesome, because as I'm getting more and more shrimps, and then the new water shrimps are doing really good since the move, I don't want scuds. And before I could keep scuds, but I could not get the neos to live at all in my water. So what I did is I did remove the sponge filter from this tank a few days ago. Had some scuds in it that I was trying to net out, and I decided I'm going to let that filter dry out, make sure there's no more in there. And today I'm going to be pulling that, and I'm going to probably flush out all the leaves and stuff that's collected in there, I'm guessing, and let it air dry, and then we'll go to this tank. And then if we have the repeat success, because this one has green water and scuds, then we'll drop down to just a shrimp only tank and try that. So it worked. It was less than $30. And yeah, I'll probably add to me tearing it down. We'll see what the inside of almost run it for a month looks like. But it definitely helped. Now, on the other end of this, see all that light behind me? I'm going to add a curtain. As much as I love the windows down here, I think that it's wreaking havoc on the green water, because you can see that one's clean now. This one just has a bunch of algae on the glass, and it only has one baby pleco. So if I added some more plecos or got in there and scraped that, it would be good. But yeah, this one's starting to go green. This one's never had trouble. This one's horrible. That one's horrible. And for whatever reason, this one's crystal clear. And that one is pea green, because I had a ginormous grip that I got from Mark Shelley Aquatics, and it all melted. And when it did that, it no fault for him, it was just transitioning the highlight, and yeah, it melted, and it would have come right back except for too much light and not enough plant load, and it made it green. So that's currently the 20 rack as it is. There's going to be a whole nother row. So someday when I get motivated again, I'll start making more tanks. So all these ones are drilled, painted. These ones are ready to go. Looking good. Just need to get over the green water. and we'll add a few more over the next few winter months as things slow down, hopefully. And I'll show you a video, like I said, of how I break it down, let it air dry, and then we'll move it to the new tank. One thing is, I'll flip you over. So I got a few nets on top of this tank just because I was pulling out scuds, and the brine shrimp net worked really well for that. I have this piece of styrofoam to deflect any of the bubbles that are coming out of it, but that, like I said, that is a lot more flow than what I had been running. I just turned it up because I pulled the sponge filter, so I wanted them to have air. But yeah, I'm gonna make a diversion deflector on the top. It might be as simple as a piece of styrofoam, or it may be kind of like a Gatorade bottle diffuser like this one, just enough to divert it back to the tank so it doesn't make the splashing. Alright, so I did pull out that UV filler, sterilizer / algae scud destroyer. So I'm going to flip you over. I'm going to have to splice this in somewhere in the video, but I'm going to show you what the insides look like. I did pull it out, and we're going to check out and see how nasty the inside is. Alright, I had to do this a little bit off camera. I had to break the ends, haven't looked inside. Couldn't do it all one-handed and didn't want to run and grab the tripod. It's a bunch of snails. Pretty mucky, but we'll flush that out. And that was the light. It looks like, I don't know, it's got some blackness to it. That's weird. Yeah. It definitely didn't look like that when it went in. It's cheap. Like I said, this is less than a $30 build, but the light's still working. So there's the air stone that I was exchanging the water with. There's that little nipple that I showed in the previous video. It's not bad. I will rinse this, let it air dry, and that was it. I am a little disappointed in the darkening of the glass, because it's obviously going to have an effect on how well it works. But this was a 5-watt UV lamp, and there's the brand, and it was off Amazon. And all the parts and few fittings that I had laying around, it was right at about $30, and it cleaned the tank up perfect. So other than, we'll have to see after we run this light a few months, because at first in the first video I did try doing on a timer, and I finally figured out that low flow and just leaving it on all the time was the best thing to clean that tank up for getting rid of the green water. But it also obviously did a little bit of wear and tear in the lights. So if you had one tank to do, this may be for you. But if you're wanting to do like I am, jump it around, we'll have to see how well it goes. Alright guys, well I got to splice this in somewhere, but I'm going to add a little diffuser and I'm going to get this put together. So I'll try to do that one-handed, and we'll get it moved to the next tank and see the results. Alright, this is going to be the same as last time. Had really good success. Extra fitting from PVC. I shoved that on just a little bit tighter because it was pretty high at the water level. Still be plenty of airflow because there's a dash on each side. Then there's the two on the top. Next will be the air stone, because we want air to get driven past the UV light. And again, this is all done under $30 bill. This is the UV light. After I rinse it off and let it cool down, doesn't look as dark, but you can definitely see it's still got a tint. So I don't expect, they said the UV lights should last around a year and keep the UV spectrum. I don't see this cheap one making it the full year. So by one-handed being all crafty. Was able not to kink it. And I think I even got it on camera for you guys. So that's the build. And we'll get it into the next tank and get it. I'll actually spin it so we don't see the PVC markings. It'll be more this side. But can do that one-handed. And we're going to add, turn it over. Try not to bounce the light around a lot. It's actually a pretty snug fit. So, and we're going to use this just like I've done on sponge fillers. It's a large Gatorade bottle, like I think it's like almost a gallon or a half gallon size, and hopefully it'll sit right there and deflect the current. Let's see, run you through the fish room. This tank here is going to be the next one that it goes to. Then we'll talk about the success that has, or failures, and then I assume it's going to do well, and we'll go to this one. But this one's been running for 3 days without that UV light, and sponge filters back in. Haven't seen the scud for 2 days, so I'm really excited about that. And starting to see blue jelly shrimp. So yeah, and hopefully by the next time I do a fish room tour, got some more tanks that aren't so green. Alright, I'm using this little orange cord, wrapping it through the frame. Kind of twisted it up and sank it down so it don't get pulled out. That is the power supply for the light. I wish they had a breakaway cord, but it's cheap. So, got her plugged in. You can see just got a few air bubbles. I did rinse this and let it air dry, so it's going to take a little bit before that sponge, that air stone gets waterlogged and really starts letting the air go. But was able just to wrap it around the frame up there and then just crack it from the air header. So you can't see anything. And these are some panda guppies and some blue dream shrimp that are in here. I'm gonna shut it off and kill the light, and then we'll see just to make sure it's working. And the window behind me will have a curtain, is what I'm hoping. So yeah, always something to do. So we'll see where this leads off. I'll probably show you in the tank when you can't see it, and hopefully in about 3 weeks it looks really good. Alright, this is killing the 20 rack. The 10 rack is still lit behind me, but as you can see, there's a little reflection, but you can't see anything hardly, except for there's a little glow right there, even from the top view. There you go. You can see right there where the air is exiting. The light's working. We're going to leave that run continuously with a low flow air through it. So the idea is that the air will make the water travel really, really slow from the bottom to the top, and that'll give it plenty of time to kill off the algae. Well, that is the current fish room. I plan on making a full tour. It'll probably be another month before I get that one out, but the whole reason is I need to get the curtain up. Need to jam through some water changes and get rid of all this green water. And then you can actually see the livestock that I'm breeding, see the beautiful plants, the plants that are growing towards the window instead of towards the light. Yeah, they kind of look a lot funny. There's quite a bit of that going on around here. So the full tour video that I want to make is gonna be a month or so out, so make sure you subscribe so you can catch that. And thanks for following along, and check out the last video of the green water destroyer, the DIY video. It was a 110% success, and it actually got rid of my scud problem, which was a amazing surprise. So thanks for everybody who watched, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.